Today on Investigate TV Plus, a silent killer takes the lives of hundreds of babies each year, and there's no cure. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. Sudden infant death syndrome, better known as SIDS, is an unpredictable tragedy too many parents face.
And I was thinking to myself, why did God give me these babies just to rip them away from me? Why?
We speak with a mother working to make sure others don't feel her same pain, and we reveal how researchers are closer than ever to understanding SIDS.
Plus, a financial phenomenon damaging credit scores.
Basically, your debt kept coming back from the dead.
It wasn't dying. Not until we got it taken care of.
But it wasn't even your debt.
It wasn't my debt, no ma'am.
We explain zombie debt and the grave mistake you don't want to make.
And murals with a deeper meaning.
If you're using your heart to sing something, you will see even more the hidden message.
How this artist is celebrating her city with masterpieces. In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus.
Sudden infant death syndrome is a silent killer. No symptoms and no warning signs. The Centers for Disease Control reports nationwide SIDS is the leading cause of death among babies between 1 month and 1 year old and accounted for nearly 1,400 deaths in 2020. The cause of this tragic and mysterious phenomenon has long been unknown, and doctors have yet to find a cure.
But researchers have discovered a new potential biological component that could help us get closer, while families impacted by the devastating diagnosis continue to advocate for education. Case Barton was born on March 23, 2021 in South Bend, Indiana.
He was perfect and healthy in every way.
His mom, Kayla, says he had a special connection with his twin brother, Chase, but it was a bond they would share for just 7 short weeks.
He just quit breathing while he was sleeping. I laid him down for a nap at 10:30 a.m. I checked on him less than 2 hours later and he was gone.
Case's cause of death ruled sudden infant death syndrome, also known as SIDS.
When you lose a child, you are thrown into a very deep depression. Like, it's hard to pull yourself out of that.
Experts say SIDS is unpredictable, unexplainable, and usually happens to otherwise healthy children while they sleep.
People are working on this. This is an important problem.
Researchers like Dr. Robin Haynes at Boston Children's Hospital are working to better understand its origin. Her team has identified what she calls a possible biological vulnerability in some infants who have died from SIDS.
There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, different pieces, but each of the pieces lead to some kind of a biological abnormality.
An abnormality, she says, in a serotonin-related brain receptor involved in the body's normal waking and breathing process. Infants in dangerous sleep environments are particularly at risk.
We know that this particular receptor is really important for what we call auto-resuscitation, processes that help that baby respond to the low oxygen, to wake up, they arouse, they gasp, and then they basically recover from that low oxygen.
Haynes says their findings support the idea that some children dying from SIDS may not have a protective gasping reaction, which could lead to asphyxiation. And since specific SIDS biomarkers have not yet been determined, there are still no tests or treatments for that brain receptor abnormality.
I know it can be really scary when we talk about biological abnormalities that you can't identify. It feels a little bit out of control. You know, parents don't have control, but you do have control over the environment that you put your infant in. And I think this should be empowering to parents.
Haynes says it's critical that parents follow the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies should be alone, on their back, and in a crib. Safe sleep recommendations have been evolving over the last 3 decades, and in that time, SIDS rates have declined, according to the CDC. But as Haynes points out, they've leveled off, highlighting the importance for continued research.
We think that plateau is really this biological vulnerability. As research progresses, we know more and more. So it's getting to be less of a mystery, which is the ultimate goal.
S
promising news as families like the Bortons continue to grieve.
I still cry every single day for the loss of my son.
And Kayla says she almost lived the nightmare twice. The night following Case's death, his twin brother Chase's oxygen dropped while he was sleeping.
He was in the bedside bassinet, and I pulled him out and he was completely limp. He wasn't breathing. And I was thinking to myself, why did God give me these babies just to rip them away from me? Why?
Kayla was able to get Chase breathing again, and he's alive and healthy today, she says, thanks to the sleep sock monitor he was wearing. Gifted to her that same day, its low oxygen alarm alerted her to the emergency.
So I realized that this was God's plan for Case. He wanted me to use this knowledge and my pain and my experience to do something to help others, and that's what we did.
Kayla created the Just In Case Foundation. The nonprofit has given out hundreds of free owlet socks and offers SIDS education courses and CPR certification.
By doing that, we've saved lives, and this is Case's purpose.
His short life continuing to have a big impact.
So that's how we remember him and how he is making a difference in the world.
As researchers work to better understand the physical and environmental factors that contribute to SIDS, experts have found that genetics and infections may also play a role. And safe sleep is not the only way to protect against it. Breastfeeding has been shown to lower the risk of SIDS, while tobacco and alcohol use during pregnancy can raise it. For more information, visit justincasefoundation.com.
As part of a community initiative in Georgia, television station WRDW teamed up with Augusta University Medical Center and the Family YMCA to provide cribs to parents who can't afford one.
We can solve something as simple as that. I think that would make a really huge impact given the percentage of these deaths are related to sleep.
You think about an infant that may be sleeping in an unsafe environment, that's life or death. And so to leave an infant at a home without a crib, that's where our heart really lies.
It's part of the Family Wise, A Place to Dream program, which donates beds to children in need. Organizers are collecting new unused cribs, crib mattresses, or fitted sheets.